Hey everybody, welcome back to hayfrosells, disgruntled octopus. How are your plans for world domination going down under? I'm very curious. I hope everybody had great holidays. Looking forward to New Year's. This has always been a nice, period between Christmas and New Year's it's always been a slow time. When I was trading stocks, it was very slow during the last couple weeks. And, eBay, I've always, things pick up, but it's not like, it's just always a nice time to kind of hang out with family, chill out, veg out, get caught up on some shows that maybe, you just didn't have. I've been spending the time getting caught up on my listing. We spent a couple of days prior to New Year's kind of cleaning everything and getting everything all cleaned up in the space. And it's pretty good so right now. And I've been enjoying just some time away from YouTube. We did a live the other day. That was a lot of fun. Thanks everybody that showed up. And if you didn't know that there was a live, there is. It's in the YouTube page somewhere that you can see it. It was a good time. It was very nice. So anyhow, it's been nice. As I said, it's been nice to take a break. There's not been anything real pressing that has inspired me to make a video. But a viewer, and I will get that viewer's name, Sumani. She sent me a comment. She left two comments today, actually, that I'm going to be checking them both. She said, are you going to do a video or at least address eBay being dropped from Nasdaq? Nasdaq 100 is what it was dropped from. I'm curious about why it happens and what it means for eBay's future, if anything. And then it's funny because both topics that I want to talk about, she had a comment for both. She talks about the offsite ads and how it's been completely worthless. Let me just read both comments just to get them out of the way. She said, so offsite ads is a fail. So glad this is on eBay's money. I signed up on December 20th. First click on December 22nd as of 6:30. I've had one sale for gross 14, net 686, ad fees are 1575. LOL, no thank you. Well, your experience is worse than mine, and I thought mine was bad. I mean, you're literally paying more in ad fees. Well, eBay is, and I feel the exact same way. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about my experience and how not only do I think that part of promoted listings is just a massive fail. And I know some people will have some success with it, but I truly believe that the 95% of the people out there, it's not going to work. And it's very misleading. The statistics that they include in the office section, I'm gonna show, and I talked about it before, but it's even more prevalent now as I got more data. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. The first thing that I want to talk about is the eBay has been removed on December 18th from the Nasdaq 100. eBay and 5 other stocks. It's not uncommon for stocks to be reshuffled. They do an annual balancing when stocks take up too much of the weight of the index. As stocks go up, I think Tesla was quoted in one of the articles because it had gone up, it was taking up too much of the weight of the index. So things are rebalanced and shuffled. And I could be wrong about this, but investigating it, I was trying to determine when eBay was added to the Nasdaq 100, and the only article that I found was it was added in 1999. Now, does anybody know if it had been dropped and then re-added between 99 and now, or it's quite possible it has just been in there that entire time? If that's the case, then I feel this is extremely significant that the Nasdaq 100 has dropped them. And we're going to look at some articles and talk a little bit more about what it means for the stock going forward. So one headline from Value Added Resource says eBay dropped from Nasdaq 100 amidst increasing competition and macroeconomic headwinds. Now, Patricia sent me an article today, and it said it was from the Washington Post, and it was saying robust holiday shopping sends economy soaring into 2024. U.S. retail sales between November 1 and December 24 were up 3.1% compared with the same period a year ago, according to MasterCard Spending Pulse, which measures sales in-store and online across various forms of payment. Online shopping accounted for a large share of the increase, rising 6.3% compared with the 2.2% jump for in-person shopping. Apparel sales rose 2.4%. Good news for you, Kevin. Plus, strong demand for in-person dining powered a 7.8% jump in restaurant spending. Yes, I've noticed restaurants are still quite packed. You know, you can't really blame the economy. You know, eBay apologists cannot say, oh, it's the economy. Yes, I do. I'm not naive. You know, money is tight. But people are still spending money. And I find it... I find it extremely disappointing that the person who wrote this article, eBay dropped from Nasdaq 100 amidst increasing competition and macroeconomic headwinds. How about digging a little bit deeper and saying, you know, really finding all the issues that have gone on with the platform, you know, search, promoted listings, you know, all the things, all the issues that the platform has had that has you know, capping our sales, you know, all the things that have been going on. You know, this reporter needs to do a little bit deeper dive into what's going on, because it's not just increasing competitions and macroeconomic headwinds. So in case you don't know what the Nasdaq 100 is, per Investopedia, it is a collection of the 100 largest, most actively traded companies listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. It includes companies from diverse industries like manufacturing, technology, healthcare, and others. The index excludes those in the financial sector like commercial and investment banks. Eno.com, oh man, that takes me back. I used to be an affiliate for this company. I used to have a website. I used to have a blog. I would analyze stocks. I was an affiliate for this company. And then the other thing that I just was noting internally, when the eBay was added to the Nasdaq 100 back in 99. Back in 99 was when I made my first stock trade. It was in November. It was a company called iOmega. And I'll never forget, like, I placed a trade over the phone, you know, because I didn't have a computer at the time. I had to place it through a phone, and I made like $320 in an hour and a half, and I was hooked. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah, man, good times. I got in right at the peak. like a few months later, that was like, I literally got in at the top, and it was a brutal learning curve. Okay, so let's see here. What was this? So inclusion. So per ino.com, it says inclusion in the Nasdaq 100 index is significant for stocks that is a reference point for numerous financial products encompassing options, futures, and funds. Portfolio managers maintaining portfolios synced with the index purchase shares in the same proportion included in the index. The addition of stocks is dictated by market capitalization and trade volume. The removal indicates a shift in favor of other companies that meet these criteria more closely. Now, what does it mean? Now, the stock price, it didn't dip. It did not really have much of an effect. In fact, the stock is up a little bit. I think there was something more in this I wanted to read, this article. But what does it mean for the stock? Well, it means that it's losing a little bit of its buffer, I guess you could say. because mutual funds that track the certain indexes like the Nasdaq 100, they won't be buying the eBay stock in large amounts. So it could mean that going forward, when eBay releases news, if it's positive or negative, the stock may be a little bit more volatile. It won't. So if they release more bad news in the next quarter, and I don't know how quickly the mutual funds rebalance. From the time the news came out a week ago, I don't know if they drop the stock immediately from their funds, but it just means that there's probably going to be more shares available, and if a stock has bad news, it might impact it more. They've already indicated, eBay has already indicated the next quarter is going to be weak. Maybe they knew this was coming. They say that eBay's recent sales forecast for the upcoming holiday period has dispirited investors' revenue for the current quarter are anticipated to be between 2.4 and 2.53 billion. Even though the figure seems healthy, it falls below the industry analysts. This is just all a bunch of stock talk. All right, so what I want to show you now is 6 stocks were removed. And I just want to show you a long-term kind of view from the forest. And you can kind of see what they all have in common. Lucid Group. I mean, this stock is approaching all-time lows. This is Align Technology. Let's kick this out a little bit more. Yeah, this is, while it's not at all-time lows, it's well off its peaks. I mean, this thing was at 725. Let's see, ENPH. Same thing. This stock looks a lot like eBay. Let's look at eBay right now. Yeah, eBay, and then Zoom. Zoom was a disaster. I mean, this thing peaked during COVID at 575. And then what was the other one? JP. Again. So you see the commonality between them. These are all stocks that are not heading in the right direction in terms of what investors and shareholders want. And now, for eBay to be lumped in that group, that's not a good sign. That's not something that the president wants to have on his resume during his tenure at eBay, that they were removed from the Nasdaq 100 under his leadership. Okay, so this is a very rudimentary chart, but these are just the data. This is just the raw facts. So let me explain to you. So when you go to your advertising dashboard, now I said I did a big reset on the 24th, and I think this is why, I think when you do a reset, it takes a few days for the offsite ad campaign to get back into full gear, because it looks like it's just now starting to get some clicks. But regardless, the fact is I've sold 2 items. The sales that they show you was 124.88. The problem with this figure is that is including the price of the item, the shipping and handling, and the tax. And the reason why this is so misleading is because they're including this ROAS, return on ad spending, as if they must want you to focus on this number, right? 3.17. So that how you get that is you divide these two. So you divide that into that and you get this. So they must think that people are interested to know on your return on ad spend. Now, I'm going to show you how this number is a lie. It is a downright... Now, okay, I'm not like the smartest guy out there, but this is how I interpret it. Like, so this is how my mind works. So they want you think that your return on ad spend is 3.17 because that's dividing this number into this number. But let's break this down. So here, so 125, I just rounded. The actual cost of the items is $101 after you remove shipping and handling and tax. The actual profit, the net profit, is $86 after you remove final value fee. So if you divide 86 into 37, one way you could look at it, your ROAS is actually 2.2. But this is the way I look at it. So I'm just getting a calculator. So I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. I look at it like I've been charged an additional dang near $40 in all these clicks, all these little clicks that have happened. I've been charged another $39 trying to get these two items sold, which would have sold anyhow. They really would. They would have sold regardless. So I look at it like I want to divide 86 minus the $39 to get 47, which is really how much I've profited. Not really, I've had $47 in sales, not $124. And when you divide 47 into 39.38, you get 1.2. In my opinion, my ROAS is 1.2, not 3.7. And I look at it like eBay is pretty much making as much money off of this entire transaction as I am, and I've done all the work. And this to me, this is not something, just like the one subscriber said, I'm glad that this advertising money is on eBay's dime, because I would be canceling it 2 weeks ago. I would have never started, to be honest with you. I had a hunch. I don't want to say I knew. I had a hunch that this experiment would be doomed, but I wanted to go ahead and do it so other people can really kind of understand. And I can't criticize it if I don't go through and do it to kind of see and prove that it's absolutely a waste of time and money. Okay, some closing thoughts, and then Maria has a small 2-minute clip that she felt compelled to talk about some of the drama that's been going on in the community. And then after that, there will be some what solds to get you guys caught up. I've already filmed those, and in there, at the end of the what solds, there was a World of Warcraft set. Like, there were these 4 card sets they did sell for $100. The guy was very happy with them. They were complete enough. That will make sense when you watch that section of the video. So some closing thoughts on eBay and a little trivia. Let's see who can answer this first. In researching a little bit of this data, I came across, what was eBay originally called before it was eBay? They changed their name in 1999. What was it originally called? Let's see who has been on this platform. I didn't know this. Yeah, we'll see who answers first. You will get a gold star. But eBay is really just one big social engineering experiment. Bottom line. And it started out, it was a community. It was a community. I think I even saw in the timeline that I was looking at that one of the earliest innovations was seller feedback. And it was just, you really felt like you were a part of something. And this year has been, it has just been relenting fees after another, and combined with items not being seen, search broken, international sales, that, it's just, we're just one big beta test. And for some reason, eBay has, I get it. eBay's a corporation. They got to make money, right? But they can't, they can try. They can do whatever they want. But whether or not it's going to have positive, lasting effects on eBay is yet to be determined. We're not going to know the results of the changes that they're making probably for a year or two. And it's frustrating. And I think that if you're not talking about the issues that are that sellers are experiencing, especially if you have a large platform, I really think you're doing a disservice to the community, because eBay has made it known that they want to have good relations with us. And I do it. These are my Joey quotes from friends, because yes, it's all lip service up to this point. They seem to watch these videos. And what was that other thought that I was having? Oh, I know what I was having a thought the other day about promoted listings and social networks. How eBay basically wants us to, basically give them access to our social networks. Now, back to this whole social engineering experiment. Like, there's things eBay can do that, as a platform, that aren't necessarily just like taking money from us, like basically finding ways to fee us to death. There has to be a balance between the fees that we pay and the profit that we are earning. Because if we aren't earning, X amount of profit, we're not going to A, continue reselling, or B, we're not going to have enough money to pay our bills, or C, we're not going to have enough money to continue to source. And there's things that eBay could be doing that is more a symbiotic approach. I talk about this all the time because it just seems to make so much sense. eBay is just parasitic right now. They're just like taking. And that is not just gonna hurt sellers. It is hurting sellers big time right now. And I am not the most empathetic person in the room, but I am extremely protective and empathetic of other sellers. My content could be all fluff and happy times and, things are great, because my sales are actually pretty good, all things considered. But I'm not just looking at what's happening right now. I try to take a long-term approach to my business, and everything that I say is out of concern. It's out of concern for the direction that eBay as a company is going. The damage that they are doing to sellers by hiding listings, throttling sales, search not being, I'm constantly, like, Jack and I were talking, we could create a whole video on how to search properly on eBay, because I think that there are some things that some buyers know how to search, but I think the masses don't. I'm constantly out comping things, and I'm looking, and I'm not getting anything close to what I'm looking up. And that has to be frustrating. And I don't know, like, search and promoted listings, honestly, should be the two most biggest reported reasons in some of these articles as to why eBay is not having the sales that, in my opinion, they should be having. I just don't know why, it's not enough to have a search engine that actually works. This similarity engine, vector garbage stuff, it's too much. It's too much. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna leave you to Maria's short clip. I'm gonna leave you to get caught up on the things that I sold over the holidays. feed that YouTube algo, guys. And if I don't talk to you before the New Year's, which I'll probably do another video between now and then, and you know, happy holidays, happy New Year. But I'm pretty sure this is going out Thursday. Maybe not. Maybe I will just take a break till the end of the year. We will see. But yes, we will see you guys soon. Thank you for all your continued support, and Happy New Year.
Hi guys, it's Em. Just want to say hello and wish you guys the best end of the year that you can possibly have. I wanted to drop in quickly and also speak to some of the commotion that's been going on in the YouTuber reseller community, where some folks are being told that there's been like criticism or name calling or just things that are going on that are kind of below the belt. And I just really think that's unfortunate, especially in the kind of year that resellers have had, where not everyone, but so many folks' sales have plummeted. I think it's not helpful to really to cause more stress or more issues when we can be helping one another rather than calling each other down. I think it really speaks more to the character of the person that's doing it than the character of the person who it's being done to. And also, I think the bigger issue is that folks are not really aware of how to deal with conflict or how to have discourse where disagreements happen, but we can continue to build each other up and support each other. There's not a binary where I'm right and you're wrong, or you're right and I'm wrong. It's always kind of in the gray. And so with that, I wish you all the best. And you're not going to see any of that on this channel. I'm really proud of Jeff because it just kind of, it's water off his back. And so I hope that's the same for you if anything like that is happening to you. And I wish you all well. Have a great new year. See you guys soon.
All right, let's get caught up on what sold for over the holidays. I had a couple really slow days on Maria's store. I ended up doing both store resets, which I've never done. Early on Christmas Eve, I was like, you know what? This was my logic. There's probably not a lot of people doing store resets on Christmas Eve because most people are just anticipating a slow day. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if it gives me a boost. Maybe I get some decent visibility. And it actually ended up working. I ended up having my best Christmas Eve. I think I sold 10 items. 9 or 10 items that day, which is quite a lot in my opinion for a day when, you know, you think not many people are online. So I'll take it. All right, so sold the let's see, this complete book of witchcraft. This was part of that large esoteric book haul in the summer of last summer. Sold for $19 including shipping. This King's Vengeance hardcover graphic novel. This is, it was signed, and it had, this is a sketch, and this is by Peter Reek, who is one of my favorite. He's part of the, well, he's part of the band called The Humans and a different band called Gang Signs, and they're probably my favorite Vancouver-based band. They're just, Maria and I went to see The Humans' last show ever. Right before, in I think it was August, and it was just phenomenal. It was a great time. So this sold for $56 plus shipping. This Peanuts Snoopy, this was really old. This was from, I don't have the date down. Anyhow, I just put it seems very old, but it had a date on it somewhere, and I can't remember where. Anyhow, so it was it's like a bag, like a canvas bag, and then I also included like a Snoopy plate, a keychain, and a few buttons. This button is probably a $10 button on its own, maybe even more. But that sold for, that whole lot sold for $93 plus shipping. This adapter for $10 plus shipping. Cool old Green Day poster that sold for $19 plus shipping and handling. Listened to a lot of Green Day back in my day. Invader Zim, this was a 5 comic lot. This sold for 23 plus shipping. Sold another Spuds Light for 20 plus shipping. This vintage Vancouver Grizzlies pillowcase, that sold for 19 plus shipping. This is this anime stationery kind of lot. I just lotted up a bunch of random things that had a theme to do with this character, this bunny character, Miffy. There was that. There was these cards, some stickers, and a couple bags, a couple small little bags that were new. Everything sold for $56 plus shipping. So this is kind of like one of those listings where people can pick which patch they want, and you can't see the one that he bought because I've had to already adjust the listing, but it was a Gwar, Gwar, Gwar. That sold for 11 plus shipping. This magazine, Heavy Metal 1985 Kerrang magazine. These things sell for decent. This sold for 15 plus shipping. Lord of the Fries, Chinese restaurant playing cards. These sold for, where are they at? Oh, actually they sold for this price. I'm pretty certain. Yes, yeah, they sold for that $16.47 plus shipping. This Disney button sold for 23 plus shipping. This University of Miami pennant sold for 18 plus shipping. This Brooks was 20 plus shipping. This Madden was 10.5 plus shipping. And this Scary Movie sealed. I accepted an offer. I didn't think it was going to happen because he came in really, really low. I think he came in at 10 and it was at 30. And we settled on 18.5 plus shipping. This remote control, this is a pretty decent remote control, 29 plus shipping. The Fifth Element, I love that movie. This sold for 28 plus shipping. Remember this character? Diva Plava Laguna. And it has all the other characters. Would have been cool to have some of these other ones too. And then finally, this Minnesota Timberwolves, no, Minnesota Wild. That sold for 20 plus shipping. Actually, wait, the Fifth Element. Yeah, I think that one sold for 28 as well plus shipping. I accepted an offer. And then I think this is where we last ended. This Practical Gem book sold for $17 plus shipping. All right, now for Maria's store, this knife, House of Hoberlin. I had to Google it to find out what this was. Apparently it was a Winnipeg tailor store. This sold for $15.80 plus shipping. The guy made me an offer for $15, and I don't think I had woke up yet, and then he just ended up buying it. Or maybe I just didn't get a chance to check my email. But yeah, I guess he wanted it, so there's that. This Zeppelin pin, this sold for, I accepted an offer for $8 plus shipping. You know, sometimes I will accept a lower offer the first time around, thinking maybe I can upsell them on things. The Spawn sold for 28 plus shipping. These coasters, this is IKEA coasters, pop art. There's normally 6 of them in here. There were only 5. And yeah, they sold for $11.50 plus shipping and handling. This I Still Read Books sold for 12 plus shipping. These Dragon Ball foreign mangas, these are not in English. They sold for $75 plus shipping, but I messed up. I only had $6 on the shipping. Maybe it was late when I was listing them, but it ended up costing me $20 to ship because there's 42 of them. And medium mail is just, once you get over 5 pounds or around that weight, the gap between media and ground advantage shrinks considerably. Let's see here. Where are we at? Goosebumps sold for this price plus shipping. These postcards for Newfoundland, they sold for $11.85 plus shipping. Accepted a $10 offer on this. So for this button. This King Edward, Life of King Edward the Seventh. This is a cool book because it was from 1902. You know, anything that's over 100 years old and in really good shape. It only ended up selling for 20 plus shipping. I just, you know, like I said, Maria's store was slow, so I was accepting a lot of offers. There was one of these astrology keychains. I can't even remember which one he wanted because I've thus removed it from that listing. But it's one of them sold for 11 plus shipping. This Kiss McFarlane, kind of like a promotional catalog. Spawn and Kiss, every 12-year-old boy's dream. Sold for 14 shipped. This was just a lot of IKEA brackets that were kind of like in our utility drawer, and you know, we're not using these things. Just kind of get them out of here. Believe it or not, these things sell. These lots sold for $24 including shipping. I sold 2 of these. I sold one of these for 10 plus shipping, and then I sold another one for 14 plus shipping. I've got probably 10 of them, but I don't list them. Like, I don't do multi-quantities. I don't want people to know that I have that many, right? You want to create scarcity. So I just relist one after one comes and play around with the prices on things. It's, you know, you can, you know, something sells, create another listing, you know, up the price a little bit, see what you can get. That's what I like to do. I showed this on the live that I did. Oh man, if you want to see something hilarious, go watch the live or go watch the first 2 minutes of the live that Maria and I did on the 23rd. It's quite funny. It's probably one of the most funniest intros you'll see in a while because I don't even realize I'm live. Like, I was having technical difficulties and I'm like, I'm on the phone with Primo. He's walking me through and we're trying to troubleshoot. And then at some point I'm like, am I live? And then Maria came over. She's like, I think you're live. And it was very Truman Show-esque. Not knowing that I'm being watched. I didn't even know that really even happened just because everything was a blur from the time that we started the live and then as the live was going on, and then Maria went back and rewatched it. So I can say that I've finally rewatched at least 2.5 minutes of one of my videos just because it is so funny. But anyhow, a guy bought this. He needed to have it like express shipping. It's for a play in New York City, Cabaret, and this newspaper was from 1949. I got it out of one of those German books from that German lot that I picked up for nothing over the summer. And I just think it's neat that this is going to be used as a prop in a play in New York City. This Deadpool, this was signed and it comes with a COA, and that sold for 27 plus shipping. And I think we're all caught up now. Yeah. Oh, and 2 local sales, which are going down. One tonight, and then the guy's coming tomorrow to pick this up. This is like a little... Well, actually, I know exactly what it is. I didn't know. Oh, I changed it on my Facebook ad. It's like a monk's altar shelf or something like that. I changed it on my marketplace ad, but not on here. I didn't really know what it was, and then somebody messaged me. It's just this little... You know, I picked this up. Somebody was throwing it away. I thought I wanted it for myself, and then I decided, you know what, I don't really want it. And then my daughter wanted it, and then they changed their minds, and so I accepted an offer for 15 on that. And then I have these World of Warcraft decks. They're not like normal card size. They're like, the cards are like twice the size, I guess you could say, as a normal card, maybe even 2.5 times. And I did not want to go through the bother of listing them on eBay and going through and making sure that they're complete. I don't know anything about World of Warcraft. The guy made me an offer for 100 on these. He asked me if I knew if they were complete, and I'm like, I don't know. So I don't 100% know if this deal is going to go down. I do know he's driving quite far to come and pick these up. So even if they're not complete, I'm almost expecting to... Like, he made me an offer for 100, but in my mind, I'm almost expecting to have to come down even lower on the price. And I bought them cheap enough that I do have some wiggle room. So I'll let you guys know, but this is probably going to sell.
Hello, me again. I just wanted to add that the reason why I said what I said in my previous clip that Jeff included is because I really can see the potential and the benefit that so many resellers have felt from engaging with one another online, on YouTube, in whatever forum that exists for us. And so I'd really love to help build that community as a coach and someone who works in community development and does conflict resolution. I really see that some of the petty disagreements aren't really necessary and aren't really helpful. And so it would help if folks could find a way to engage in ways that are, they don't have to be toxic positivity, but they also don't have to be toxic. They can just be like, look, I don't agree with you. I do it this way. Here's what's working for me. And be open to the differences that folks can have, because in that diverse pool of information and knowledge and skills is where our strength lies as a community of resellers. So yeah, if you want to continue to engage in that way, if there's any way that I can be of help to you, to help you communicate things more clearly and in less this is not a plug for myself. I'm just saying I'd love to help the community continue to build in a positive way and use whatever skills that I have that would help.
So Maria wanted to add a little bit more. Now, it made me thinking that I've got another sale that just came through for $33 plus shipping and handling. Now, for people who are new to comics, like, this is one thing that you can look out for. So other than this being, so you can see here, the second number, so it's 00151. The last number, 1, indicates what printing it is. So this is the first printing. If it was the second printing, that would be a 2. The number before that 5, so if it was a 1, that would be the original cover. So, and then any other subsequent numbers indicate that it's a variant of some sort. So this is a variant. So this is a variant by Arthur Sudam. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But he's actually, the cover artist for this book actually bought, not this book, but a previous book. This book. I had extra copies of it off of me. But this is, it's a variant. It's a super cool zombie variant, and at one time anything Deadpool was hot, but it's also an homage to Abbey Road. So there are collectors out there who specifically collect homages. For example, the Nirvana, the famous Nirvana cover, the baby swimming. There are so many, you'd be surprised how many homage covers there are out there of that. So buying homage covers is one little niche out there that if you know nothing about comics, you can make money off of, and then the higher the grade. So this is a very high grade. I think I graded it as a, well, actually I graded it as the highest I ever give a grade, 9.6 to 9.8. That's as high as I go. So I basically give a range. And I was actually waiting until the end of the day. I got an offer a couple hours ago, but I hadn't had any sales. And I know switching to one-day shipping is not a big deal for so many of you who have been doing it. But if I don't have to go, like, I don't have any sales right now. Everything that I've sold today has already shipped out. And if I accepted that, then I would have to go tomorrow. And I didn't want to have to go. So I know that's probably not the best practice. But, if I don't have to go, if I have to go for just one thing, well, I probably would have sold more over the night. But I would just rather go on Friday. It makes more sense. I also wanted to give an update on I don't think I mentioned this because I don't think since my last video. The guy who bought the hat that was returned to me, that I was charged $10 to have it returned, he opened a chargeback. Now, when I called into eBay and asked what I needed to supply, it said right in there that no matter what the resolution is, I'm covered. Let's see if that happens. If that does happen, I will give props to eBay, because, and I get why the buyer did it as well, right? He's paid for something he has not got, but I now am on the hook for half of the $50 purchase because I've paid $10 in return fees, and I paid $15 to have it shipped out to the address that was on file that he supplied. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I think that's all I have to say now. So peace and blessings, guys. We'll talk soon.